What happens when the life you thought you knew unravels thread by thread? How do you react when the person you trust most turns out to be a stranger? Today, we're diving into a story that might seem familiar but hides secrets deeper than you can imagine. A story of intelligence and betrayal, of hidden truths and the quest for justice. Meet James, a man known for his sharp mind and kind heart. Everyone in town respects him. He's the kind of person who always has a smile, ready to help anyone in need. But what if behind that smile there was a darkness even he didn't see coming? James has a wife, Emily. She's beautiful, lively, and the center of his world. To anyone looking from the outside, they seem to have the perfect life. But things are rarely what they seem. James and Emily live in a picturesque town. Their house is a cozy cottage with a garden full of blooming flowers. Every morning, James wakes up early, kisses Emily goodbye, and heads to work at the university where he's a professor of physics. His students adore him for his clear explanations and patient guidance. In his free time, he loves working on puzzles and solving mysteries. His life is orderly, structured, just like the equations he teaches. Emily, on the other hand, works from home as a graphic designer. Her days are filled with color and creativity, a stark contrast to James's world of logic and numbers. They met in college, and it was love at first sight. James admired her artistic spirit, and Emily adored his intellectual charm. They seemed like a match made in heaven. But behind the closed doors of their perfect home, something wasn't quite right. It started with small things. James noticed Emily becoming distant. She spent more time on her phone, texting and smiling at messages he wasn't privy to. Sometimes she would disappear for hours, claiming she needed to meet clients or friends. James trusted her, but a seed of doubt began to grow. One night, James woke up to find Emily's side of the bed empty. He found her in the living room, talking quietly on her phone. When she saw him, she quickly ended the call, her face flushed. "Just a friend," she said, but James couldn't shake off the feeling that something was wrong. He started paying closer attention. Emily's phone had a new password. She was wearing new clothes, and there was a hint of perfume he didn't recognize. She seemed happier, but not with him. James's mind, always looking for patterns, started piecing things together. James's suspicions reached a boiling point when he noticed Emily's sudden interest in working late hours. One evening, he decided to follow her. He felt guilty, but he needed to know the truth. She drove to a downtown hotel and met a man in the lobby. They embraced, and James's heart shattered. James didn't confront her immediately. He needed to understand why. What had changed? What had he missed? He decided to dig deeper, to gather evidence, and to find out who this man was. He hacked into Emily's emails and found messages from a man named David. They were filled with passion and plans for the future. It was clear that Emily and David were more than friends. James's world crumbled. The woman he loved had been living a double life. James was hurt, but he wasn't the type to react impulsively. He decided to keep his discovery a secret while he formulated a plan. He couldn't let Emily know he was on to her. He continued to act normally, even though it tore him apart inside. He hired a private investigator to follow Emily and gather more information. The investigator uncovered details about David. He was a local businessman, charming and wealthy. It seemed he had a reputation for seducing women. James was furious. He wanted revenge, but more than that, he wanted to understand why Emily had betrayed him. With all the evidence he needed, James finally confronted Emily. He showed her the photos, the messages, and laid out everything he knew. Emily broke down, confessing her affair. She claimed she never wanted to hurt James, but she felt trapped in their life. She missed excitement, spontaneity, things that David offered her. James listened, his heart heavy. He asked her to leave. He needed time to think, to process everything. Emily packed a bag and left, her eyes filled with regret and sorrow. James couldn't sleep. He spent nights going over their life together, trying to understand where it had all gone wrong. Then, one night, he had a thought that chilled him to the bone. What if this wasn't just about an affair? What if there was more to David than Emily knew? James began investigating David's background. Using his skills, he uncovered a trail of deceit and manipulation. David had a history of targeting wealthy women, getting close to them, and then stealing their money. James realized that Emily might have been just another pawn in David's game. James knew he had to act quickly. He contacted Emily and told her what he had discovered. She was shocked and scared, but James assured her that they could stop David if they worked together. Emily agreed to help, feeling a mix of guilt and fear. They set a trap for David. Emily arranged to meet him and pretend she was ready to leave James for good. James, meanwhile, contacted the authorities and provided them with the evidence he had gathered. During their meeting, Emily played her part perfectly, and David, believing he had won, revealed his plans to her. He spoke about the money he would take and the new life they would start together. But before he could go any further, the police arrived and arrested him. With David behind bars, James and Emily were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. Emily was filled with remorse and wanted to make amends. James was hurt, but he still loved her. They decided to go to counseling and try to rebuild their relationship, one step at a time. James's life had been turned upside down, but he had emerged stronger and wiser. He had uncovered the truth and had saved not only his future but potentially the futures of many other women David might have targeted. James's story is a reminder that things are often not what they seem. Even the most perfect lives can hide dark secrets. But with intelligence, patience, and a little bit of courage, the truth can come to light, and justice can be served. So, what would you do if you found out your life wasn't what you thought it was? How far would you go to uncover the truth? James's journey was painful, but it taught him the value of trust, the power of knowledge, and the strength of love. Which part of James's story did you find most gripping? Was it the unsettling signs of Emily's betrayal, the intense moment of discovery, or the clever trap that brought David to justice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more captivating stories and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching.